All right, action. All right, so we're back. It's me, Tezo,
It's me, Yasir.
And it's me, Dominique.
our special guest.
It's our special guest for today. So we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna jump. We're
Let's
gonna
jump
go
in.
fast and heavy.
All right, let's
Well,
go.
not really slow and
Let's go.
soft. What drew you towards your coaching and/or fitness training?
What drew me to coaching and fitness training?
What bit you towards?
What drew me? I think one of the things that drew me is when I was growing up as a little girl in Jamaica. My mom used to. Yes, I'm Jamaican. So my mom used to go out walking with a bunch of other friends in the community each morning. And I thought that was very nice, but also I saw that and I wanted that for myself. Growing up, I was like, I always want to be somebody that's always active and always making sure that your health is in check and things like that. But the biggest thing for me was when I was growing up and I went to high school and I saw all the girls, they were athletes and they were moving and they were doing all these amazing stuff. And I'm like, wow, I want to be like that, But I just never did it because I just was not athletic. But that's one of the things that drew me to fitness. And then now, in my current years of training, it's because I just really enjoy teaching people. A lot of people are very uneducated when it comes to health and wellness. A lot of people are uneducated when it comes to movement and understanding how their body works and what works for them and what doesn't. So I enjoy teaching people and seeing how people learn and how they grow. And then my favorite part is seeing them getting over fears that they had when they start training and they coming in and, they don't know how to lift a certain weight or they're so shy. And then by the end of our training session, they get so confident and they're so strong and they're able to accomplish particular lifts and moves. That's what makes me very happy. So I guess I think I answered your question and went over answering the question.
Yeah, that was great. I like
That's
that.
good.
Honestly, I learned a lot about you just from that one answer. How you're Jamaican and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you like how your mom had like a community?
Yes.
Go out walking and stuff?
Yes, they always went walking. So it was about like 6 o'clock in the morning. She was a hairstylist too. So it's like trying to get your walking done and then come back and service your
That's funny.
clients, So it's one of those things. And then sometimes some of our clients would join the walking group as well. But I liked it. I liked that. And I think that kind of set the tone for me to appreciate staying in shape and being healthy and even setting that example for my daughter as well.
Oh, you have a daughter.
Yes,
Okay.
she's 21 right now. While she doesn't do strength training and all that type of stuff, she's still very, what's that word I should say? She's still aware of how she should be healthy and make healthy choices. And she moves her body in different ways. Like she loves Pilates, she likes dancing.
Okay.
She loves to do
She uses
calisthenics.
motion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I can see how it's had impacted her as well as a young lady. So that's, I wish I can do the same for others as well, not just my daughter, even my niece. She likes that. She comes over to my house. She asks, are you going to go to the gym? She enjoys going to the gym with me. She's only 12, but she still appreciates that type of stuff.
Oh, does she come here with you?
No, I have a gym at my house as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And sometimes if she wants to come here, she'll come with me. But she's 12 and she already appreciates movement and staying in shape and all that type of stuff. She knows it's important. So I'm not only making an impact on my daughter and my clients, but also my niece.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
When you work out with her, does she do weights or what does she
She
do?
does. she goes with the little 5-pound weights and she's doing her thing. I'm like, oh, get it, girl. She'll go on the treadmill. She'll walk. She'll run. Yes, she's into it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I was gonna say, you know how your mom had that community? Would you say you've built a community too from like your? Like,
I think I
fitness training?
have. Yes. Because some mornings I will go hiking to the Stone Mountain, and some of my friends will go with me as well. So I'm trying to see if I can expand the group and make it a little bit more bigger to have more people to go with me. And I know Stone Mountain is a
That'd
little
be
bit,
cool, yeah.
yes, and it can be a little bit intimidating because the hike can go up, down, low, and things like that. So
How far is the hike actually?
well, I think it's a mile. And I went this morning and I tried to challenge myself to get to the top in under 30 minutes. And I got to the top in 22 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
Actually, I kind of want to try that now. I want to see if I.
Let's do it.
I wonder.
Well, I actually haven't been to South Lake
Intense would you
Five.
say that is?
It can be pretty intense. It depends on your pace, how fast you're going. But I would tell anyone if they're going to the Stone Mountain, just go at your own pace.
Yeah,
because
like,
it
take
can.
your time.
Yeah, I like to say it will. Humble
No, always try to beat Dominique's time.
you. Yes.
22 minutes.
22
There you go,
minutes.
22 minutes. Let's go.
And also, you could get injured too, because it's like
Yes,
easy
you can.
to like,
Because some of the rocks are a little bit slipperier, some of them slope a little bit more, and it's very unstable. So you have to make sure you put your feet in the right path. If you don't, you kind of twist your ankle sometimes too.
Yeah.
But it's a good challenge. I recommend everybody go to Stone Mountain.
All right, now next week we're going to somewhere.
Let's
We
do
can.
it.
I'd be down.
Next Sunday. Let's go.
Oh,
That's our challenge. That's our workout challenge.
Actually, but I open
6 a.m.
Go early.
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Yes.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
5
There you
a.m.
go.
How early does the sun? Do you need the sun to be out there? Like,
I don't
are they
think
closed?
so. No, I forget what time it opens, but I believe it closes at 12 a.m. So really, you have all day to go.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Oh, even after work. I mean,
There you go, 6 p.m.
We're gonna
Let's
have-
go. Let's do it. But I'll probably be at skating at 6, but it's all right.
let's do it though.
Let's do it.
Just
Go.
take your skates with you.
There you go.
You're just rollerblading up there. Beach is there
all
in
right.
15
Fall down
minutes.
the hill. Yes, it would. All right. Next question.
Okay. Okay, so just going back to the exercise and stuff like that. So, just leading to people who want to get started, what do you think is the hardest thing to get that? What's the biggest obstacle? What do you think is the biggest obstacle for people to overcome in starting exercising?
I think it's the fear of commitment. I've noticed during my years of coaching, people have a hard time committing. And the reason why they have a hard time committing is because they have to make adjustments and they make changes to get to where they want. And because people tend to be so comfortable in their comfort zone, making those adjustments are not necessarily easy because this is something that people have been doing for most of their life. So being committed to making those changes can be very challenging, and I can see how it can be a huge barrier into some people getting started in their fitness journey because they're afraid of what they might be missing out on. And I tell people all the time, don't think about what you're missing out on, think about what you're gaining. Because while you might be missing out on eating a particular thing at a particular gathering, you have to remember parties, celebrations, gatherings are always going to happen. So
Yeah.
you have to pick and choose the days and the times and those parties when you're going to eat that particular thing. Myself, I'm a perfect example of that because I, believe it or not, I love cake and I love ice cream.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Right? Those are my two things that I absolutely love. And cookies, yes. All baked treats, anything baked, just bring it to me. But if I keep allowing that to interfere with my goals and interfere with what I'm trying to do, then I'm never gonna see the goals or I'm never gonna see the success that I'm looking for. So for myself, I have to gauge it, is this really what's going to help me to get to where I want to go? Is this really going to help me to see the changes that I'm looking for? And so when it comes to people getting started, they're worried about what they're going to miss out on. So they keep going back to those bad habits and not realizing these bad habits are what's preventing them from moving forward.
Like you said that, because you didn't necessarily say it, but you're probably saying like diet, because
diet and
with parties
nutrition.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how people say, is it like 90%? Like
Yeah.
it's 90% diet, 10% actually
Correct.
working out and stuff
Correct.
like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why I don't have abs right now.
Yes.
It's one thing
yes.
that everybody wants
yes.
the abs. Abs are made in the kitchen, but it's also made outside of it too. So you have to put in the work. So, I think that's one of the things that people will find hard to being committed to, just staying the course and doing what they need to do in order to see those changes.
And also, I like how you said that, like, they stay in their comfort zone and they're having to change things. Because also, being fit and working out in general, or even eating, it's always like evolving. You kind of just go through things and you're trying to figure things out. So
Correct.
It's like,
Correct.
And that's a hard thing to do, honestly,
It is.
especially if, like, you think you know what you're doing at one point, but then
Yes.
you're like, wait, nah, this isn't working, and you kind of have
Correct.
to change and stuff
Yes.
like that. I like how you said that. That's
Yeah,
nice,
and you always have to change because what might work for you might not work for me.
Oh, that's
And,
true, too, yeah.
everybody bodies requires different things. Another thing why some people have a hard time committing to their health and wellness journey is because they overthink it too much. And half the time, some of the stuff that you're worried about is not even going to happen. You're overthinking.
That's actually true, though.
Right?
Yeah,
That's funny.
Make up scenarios.
You
that,
make up all these crazy
Yeah.
scenarios, and half the time it doesn't even exist because it's
Yeah.
untrue. So
That's so funny. I like how you said
you
that.
have to look past those things and try to find ways to pass those barriers. There's people who think they never have time. I'm always so busy. I have family obligations. I have children. I have a wife. I have husband. I have sick family members. I really just don't have the time. But the time that I have left is for me, and I want to just sit down, watch TV, and have a glass of wine. that's great, but is that helping you towards your goal? Is that glass
Yeah.
of wine helping towards your goal? I understand watching TV helps you to unwind, but moving your body is another way to help yourself unwind. And then that's going to help you to get to the goals that you want to get to. So again, it's also time management. Some people just don't realize the time that they're spending on certain things is just not necessary. And they could use that time to work on themselves, use on their mental health, use it to, do something good for themselves. One thing I always say when I make my post in the morning on my morning stories, and I go for a walk and I share my walk or my morning with them, I always end with this quote. I always say, do something good for yourself. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for others, because it also makes you feel good, right? So when I say that, do something good for yourself. What is that good thing you're going to do for yourself that's going to make you feel good, right? And if you can't do it for yourself, because most times we just don't have time to do something good for ourselves, but what can you do for others that's still going to make you feel good? Can you say a kind word? Can you show somebody, how to do something? Can you spend some time with someone? So again, it's just a lot of different things that happen in the health and wellness. I know I'm probably going here and there and everywhere.
No, but I like it. Kind of, you're trying to envelop everything.
Right. And so, again, doing something good for yourself, I'm very keyed in on that part more so, because doing something good for yourself, move your body, not just eating and watching the TV and drinking that glass of wine that's going to make you feel good, but doing something better for yourself that's going to improve your mental health and your whole well-being, right?
Yeah.
So.
And doing how you said that, like, every day, too, instead of it just being like, I mean, yeah, they're habits, but it eventually builds your lifestyle. That's what it is. Because I feel like also some people don't realize that being fit, eating well, and everything like that, it's a lifestyle. It's not just because some people were like, "Oh, I'm on a diet," but they're just talking about for a little bit, and then they go back to like not eating good or something like that. But honestly, it's a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle.
You have to keep that up.
Yes, and then there's some folks, they're like, "Oh, summer is coming. I want to fit in this dress," and then after summer comes, they reach the goal, they go right back to those bad habits. So they're not teaching themselves how to learn to.
Full circle, they're back to Dominique. Say, hey, Dom, I want to fit in the dress again.
Right, and then they come back and say, hey. And then I help them, right? But it's creating healthy lifestyle and a healthy routine that's going to be something not just for this week or this month, but something that's going to be maintained. I can't find that word right now. Sustainable. That's it. You want to create a lifestyle that's sustainable, and that's really what I want to show everyone. Doesn't matter what age you are, you can be in the best shape of your life. Doesn't even matter, because I'm not in my 20s anymore, but I'm still trying with those healthy and better habits and creating those sustainable lifestyle habits. So
no, for sure.
Yeah.
21
again.
21.
Forever 21.
Right.
All right. So I want to read off a caption you wrote 4 years ago that really stuck to me.
Okay.
You might be a lot of things, but one thing you aren't is a quitter. Life is hard, but you're harder. Go harder.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
I think when I wrote that post that day,
Oh, you wrote it yourself, that quote?
I did.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I think when I wrote that post, I probably was thinking about something hard that I went through. I can't remember exactly what it is, but life has a way of throwing things at us sometimes, and life is never going to be linear. It goes up, it goes down, and life is hard. Everybody has their parts of hard in life. It doesn't matter what your status is in life. It's going to be hard, but you can't quit. You can't quit, especially if you have something that you're working towards. I don't even care if it's not even fitness related. We all have some goals that we're working towards, and many times we have a dream that we're trying to accomplish, and it just looks like it's not happening. But when I wrote that quote, it's don't quit. It's to remind that girl, that mother, the husband, the daughter, the son, whatever you're going through, do not quit. Because though life is hard, if you put it in your head that you are harder than life, you can get it. It's just going to be a little bit hard trying to get to that goal, but you can get to it. Just, again, remember we talk about persistence, right? So it's all about being persistent and pushing and finding those other doors. When that door opens or when that door closes, you find another one that's going to open up for you and give you the answers. But just don't quit, because we can't, right?
Yeah, and I resonate with that, because that's how I'll be doing. I'm like, it's whatever, I'll just get over it and just keep going.
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Nah, if you want it, if you really want it, you have to keep pushing. Yeah, so I think that's why that quote came in my head and I wrote that.
Yeah. And going back to, I guess, just working, or actually, no. Going back to this one that you said, because you said it doesn't even matter if it's fitness related or something like that to reach your goal and stuff like that. But would you say that fitness does intertwine with it? Would you say,
Yes.
no matter who it is, would you say that just being fit would help reach whatever goal they're trying to reach, or would you say like,
Yeah, I feel like fitness intertwines a lot in everything that we do, honestly. The more in shape you are, the more I feel like the more sound your mind is a little bit too. The more you work out, the more you realize that you're able to have more energy. The more energy you have, the more time you have to do things, right? You don't want to sleep as much, or you don't want to, take breaks as much. But you can't quit on that either, because if you realize that staying in shape and taking care of your health and being on top of that is really what's going to give you a little bit more longevity, then why would you quit on something that's going to serve you well, right?
That is true, yeah.
So you have to keep pushing. Working out is not easy. Showing up every single day on the days when you're not motivated is not easy. You can't rely on motivation to do that type of stuff. You have to tell yourself that this is your life. Like literally at my age, I'm fighting for my life, okay? We all have to fight for our lives in some type of way, and you can't quit on that because your life depends on it.
Yeah, and I'm guessing, because I guess those habits too translate to whatever you're trying to do too,
Absolutely.
Perseverance,
Yes, it builds
just
discipline and endurance.
Yeah, that too.
Yes, discipline and endurance. There's days when I really don't feel like I'm gonna come in here and I don't want to do a workout, but I know that when I'm finished with that workout, I'm gonna feel so fantastic. I know you've seen it all the time on social media. There's never a bad workout. The bad workout is the one you never did.
Exactly.
You know? So you can't quit. Just keep going. All right?
I need to get back in.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in here in weeks.
It's like what now?
It's been like a couple days. Oh, I think it's been a week or two.
Since that's Thursday.
It's all right, but was
That's
it
actually
valid?
kinda long.
Was it a valid break?
No, I wouldn't say it's a valid. I wouldn't say. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Anyways, okay. So 2 years ago, I saw that you beat colon cancer.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Can you walk us through how you stayed so resilient and how that translated into how you do things now, like how you go about work and how you meet people?
Yeah. I think the first thing I have to give praise to is the mighty God, Jehovah, because nobody wants to go to a doctor's appointment and the doctor comes in the room to tell you, oh, I think you have cancer. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the worst things you want to hear. And immediately when you hear that, your whole entire life flashes before your eyes, because you don't know how long you have, you don't know how bad it is, you don't know what the procedure is going to entail, and you don't know if the procedure happens, if, what your life is going to be after that. It can go in so many different directions. But I am always a positive person, I can say. Always been a positive person.
I can tell. I feel like you
Thank you. And so when that happened, when I got the news that I was diagnosed with colon cancer, I was a little bit, surprised. But I always told myself, even though I have this disease, somebody else out there has a worse life than me. There's always somebody else that's doing worse than I am. Even though I'm in that doctor's office and they're telling me this now and this is a bad day, because after that news happened, all the phone calls kept coming in from different doctor's office. You have to go see this person. You have to go do this. You need to schedule this appointment. It was a lot.
Yeah, that's like overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And with all those overwhelming things happening and all those emotions, I had to still stay strong for my daughter, because she's there and she's watching me. And if I'm not strong for myself, then she's going to break down and then she's going to get emotional. And you know what I mean? So it all rolls downhill. So first things first, I have to be calm and collected. I prayed, and I prayed a lot. And I prayed. And once I prayed, I felt a calmness that came over me. And that calmness that came over me, I felt nothing is going to stop me from this. I'm going to do what I have to do. I said to the doctors, you know what? Let's figure this out. We're going to get rid of this. I'm not worried. I'm not worried, because what's worrying going to do? It's not going to make it better. It's not going to make it worse. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to just get it done. Yeah. So during that time, it was a very busy time because my daughter was graduating high school that same time, and I had to do my surgery, and I was preparing to relocate here in Georgia as well. So there's a lot of overstimulation and a lot of overwhelming things that was happening. But I always try to see the positive in everything that happens. I don't care how bad it is. There's always some positive that came out of it. Yeah. And my resilience, I've always been a resilient person. So I just feel like my personality and just me just trying to be a positive person all the time just reflected in that. And it made everybody else around me calm, because the more stressed I would be, the more stressed everybody else would be around me. And I could tell that everybody was feeding off of my energy. So the more positive I was, everybody seemed a lot less stressed, and everybody was calm. The day when I had to go into surgery, my mom came in, she said a prayer. I looked at her and I said, why are you so calm? You know, seeing your daughter go through this, nobody wants to know that their daughter has a cancer diagnosis and going through surgery. And I looked at her and I said, why are you so calm? And she said, to be honest with you, Dominique, I saw that you weren't worried, so I realized I shouldn't be worried. And I said, really? She's like, yeah. I said, all right, well, there you go. So I think that's what's made me the person that I am today still.
We call that the domino effect.
Domino effect.
Domino effect.
The domino effect.
The Dominique effect. Oh my God.
So, and then coming back down to today's date now, you know, if I realize that I was able to deal with that, I can deal with anything else with a positive attitude, regardless of how bad it is. Again, you always have to see some positivity in there. That's just me. So,
I like that. That's what kept you strong and stuff like that, and your people around you.
Absolutely, yeah. And then seeing that you have the support of everyone and everyone's checking on you and making sure that you're okay, that's always helped too. So when you're going through something hard, it really helps when you have a strong community, a strong support system, people that you know is gonna be there to support you and encourage you. And I even found myself in the hospital room encouraging the pastor that came to encourage me.
Yo, that's crazy. He's like all worried, shaking, and you're like, hey, calm down.
Calm down, yeah.
It's gonna be all right.
Yes. Thank you. Yep. So they asked me, they said, do you want anyone to come and check on you? I said, yeah, you can bring anybody you want.
That's hilarious.
Yep. And the pastor came in and, you know, she was talking to me. And then I found myself encouraging her, reading her scriptures from the Bible and sharing stuff. And she's just like, how are you encouraging me? I'm supposed to be encouraging you.
It's like she's the one on the bed and you're the one on the other.
Yes.
Okay. Like you start holding her hand and she's like,
it's okay.
You're right, life isn't that hard.
Exactly, you know? And then another great thing I could say that happened in the hospital too that surprised the nurses on the floor, which also goes back to health and wellness.
Yeah.
Because when they did my surgery, they kept me in for observation for a few days. And literally the next day out of the surgery, I was walking because, you know, you have to do a walk so you can get the blood flowing and the circulation going so you don't get blood clots.
You said after surgery?
After surgery, yeah.
Okay.
So the next day after I rested, I woke up and I was walking around the hospital floor. I think I did actually a mile.
Dang.
And the nurses are looking at me and they're like, what is she doing out here? And
my sister's like, one little lap.
One little lap. And my sister's like, yeah, she's doing her exercise. And they're like, but didn't you just get out of surgery? I'm like, yeah. But again, if I wasn't constantly moving before going down into surgery and I didn't maintain a healthy lifestyle, my recovery period would have been a lot more longer. And I asked the doctors, and they were very shocked when they came in and saw me sitting up in the bed texting on my phone. They're like, wait a minute, you're texting? Okay, this is the text trick. If we see you're up in the bed texting, that means you're...
It's like your 7 p.m. It's like, hey, can we reschedule? Sure.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, because I was actually going to ask that, like, during that whole process, were you still working out and, like, keeping fit?
I had to tone it down a lot because of the surgical procedure that they did, so I couldn't lift too much heavy weights. But my ultimate goal every single day was to keep moving, every single day. So I went for walks. And there were days when I pushed myself until I started to feel a little bit of pain. I said, all right, I have to pull it back a little bit more. But during all that recovery period, I was working out as best that I could in a safe way. My sister was a little bit nervous for me because she's like, you're doing too much. You need to slow down. I'm like, nope, this is what I need. I have to get my mental clarity. I need my, movement. This is just a part of me. Movement is just a part of my lifestyle now. So I don't know what I would do without that.
Were you still lifting weights too, or just like cardio?
No, more just walks. So I just could keep my body moving. No weights. I think I was restricted from lifting weights for maybe about 6 weeks. But I did treadmill walks, very slow walks during the healing process, and that helped me to recover faster as well. Again, having proper nutrition even before the surgery, it's important.
And they probably restricted your diet too, right?
Absolutely, they did. I had to, before the surgery happened, they said that I had to go on a low fiber diet because high fiber is what would have caused my pains before the surgery and because the colon issue and all that. So I had to change my eating before, and then after the surgery, I had to change it just lightly to like softer foods for the first week, and then the second week I could kind of go back to
The
eating a
buffets
regular.
and stuff.
Yeah, get down into it. Yeah.
All you can eat, yeah.
Yeah, but stay in shape, my friends. Stay moving. I'm telling you, if any sickness or anything that happens, it can make a world of a difference with your recovery time and even what the doctors have to do in the surgery. Some people, because they are, they don't eat well, it causes a lot of complications in surgeries. It causes a lot of complications after surgery, during the recovery process, post-recovery. It causes a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep telling people, get your health in check. I might seem a little bit obsessive sometimes, but there's a reason behind the madness, and this is it.
Yeah.
The right kind of madness.
And if you already have those good habits, it's just easier to go into what they're already restricting and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's just like, oh, I've been doing this.
Yes.
It's just like,
Right.
No issue.
Right. No issues.
But also that just goes back to how, that leads into like How's thing. So what's your game plan like whenever you get like injured or sick, like, and you want to work out and stuff like that? What's your game plan? How do you hit
Listen
it?
to your body. Listen to your body. It can be very, what's that word? You might, because you're so used to working out every single day. It can be a little bit depressing when you know you can't move because you want to and you can't because you're sick. But it's best to listen to your body in everything. If you have an injury, if you're sick, you have a cold, listen to your body, because pushing your body beyond its limits sometimes can only end up furthering you into more injury or spend longer time recovering from whatever is it that you're trying to get over. So listen to your body. And of course, if you feel like you can push yourself a little bit, do that. But again, listen to your body.
Yeah.
And that's the same way what I do with myself. Sometimes I catch myself going, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. But this is when you have good friends, right? I would sometimes reach out to one of my best friends and I would say, I want to go for a walk today and I need to do this and I want to. And my friend says, listen, you need to rest.
Yeah.
You need to rest. So you have to have friends that balance you out as well, because if you don't, a hot mess. So
Because I be doing the same too. Because I just like being active in general. It doesn't even have to
Yes.
be working out. Because I like biking or just running or doing anything like that.
Yes.
And sometimes when I'm sick or injured, my friends are like, or my family, they're like, "What are you doing? Like,
Yes.
You should be like resting,
Resting.
chilling." Like, and I'm like,
Yes.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
because
have to
even if
rest.
you see me, like after like a bike crash, like I came in here still trying to work out, and like he
No.
sees that I can't even lift. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what are you?
Like-
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
oh, you're crazy.
no,
you
you
know?
will
like,
injure yourself more, and then you have to spend extra time recovering from the injury that you have
Yeah.
from, being injured. So listen to your body. That's my best advice, with reasonableness. And when I say reasonableness, sometimes people take good things and take advantage of it. Oh, I'm not feeling good today, so I'm just gonna skip the gym. Really, how bad are you feeling?
That's something different.
Oh,
yeah.
right, that's something different. Like, we're not talking about that. Really listen to your body. If it's something that's going to cause more injury, listen to your body.
Yeah.
So
And as a personal trainer, how would you address it towards a client when they say they got injured or something like that? How would you help them?
it depends on the type of injury. Because I've had a client that came to me before where she had a boot on her leg and she wasn't able to walk very well. So with that, we eliminated all lower body type of exercises.
Oh, dang.
Yes. So instead of doing anything that have to do with squats or lunges, anything like that, we worked on upper body workouts. And we still didn't even push too hard as well. So we went enough where she could feel the muscles working, where she could still feel like she was getting a workout without causing any further injury to her legs. There's another client that I had that had some shoulder injury. She got into a car accident, so her rotator cuff was messed up a little bit. So we laid off the upper body workouts. Anything that had to do with holding heavy weights, we skipped those. We use or implemented the machines, because there's also machines, and machines are really great for people who are either first-time clients who are not sure of how to use their bodies in working out. So you use the machines to help you with that. So, there's different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat, like they would say. So you can figure it out.
Wait,
right?
would you say they came to you because they were injured, or were like?
No, they weren't injured when they came to me, but
Oh, okay,
during
okay,
their
okay.
coaching process, life happens, they get injured.
Okay, and
They
they still
come.
came. But look, that shows
Yeah.
that they were still coming and they were
Yes.
actually dedicated. But that's
Yes.
crazy, actually.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yo, my bad. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yo,
No,
I
they
can't do
come.
this right now.
I think I threaten them enough where they feel
That's
bad. They don't
funny.
show up.
That's funny.
Yeah, but they still show up. So,
You got anything, you
got anything for me?
I have a last question. What is something you would tell a younger Dominique that you struggled with internally, but now the adult you has conquered?
Confidence. That is one thing I struggle. I don't know if it was a struggle per se, but it was something that bothered me a lot when I was younger. Going back to high school again, when I see all the girls participating in athletic things, and I've always wanted to be an athletic girly, but I didn't look the way that they did, and so I felt uncomfortable doing some of the things that they were doing, and I just never participated in any sporting activity at all.
Dang. And little did you know, it just takes time.
Do you think those girls are fit now? Or do you think?
You know, I don't know.
I would think so.
I
If
don't
they
think
started that
so.
young,
Maybe, maybe not. Some people
they have a higher
still-
chance of being
Probably, yeah.
athletic.
And then the next thing to growing up in Jamaica, this is what I experienced. I can't speak for everyone else, but my personal experience is when a young lady is very athletic and she looks strong, it's considered that she looks too tough.
Oh, like masculine almost?
Correct.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want that to be associated with me, that I look too hard or I look too masculine. So I always wanted to have a feminine physique.
That was associated with me. I want that to be associated with me.
But a lot of women feel like that too.
Right? Yes.
I've gone like, oh, you work out? I'm like, yeah, I guess.
I live
A little bit. I just clean the gym, that's it.
Nah, he's lying. I've seen him like posted like
his
arms.
post-workout pose.
Yeah, and
I
then people
did,
in the
yes.
they're like, yo, I want to get
Stop
like you,
it,
bro.
stop
Like,
it.
Yes.
And you see,
Let's
he's
get
big.
swole. Yeah. You be hiding it. But yeah, so that was one thing that I dealt with while growing up as a little girl. But then as I got older and when I moved to the States, I realized there's absolutely nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with looking strong. It's a sign that you respect your body and you take care of yourself. And it shows that you have discipline. And there's nothing wrong with looking. It doesn't take away from your femininity, right? Looking strong shouldn't make you feel lesser in a room. It should make you feel more confident, as a matter of fact. When you walk in that room, they need to know that I am that.
Yeah.
Okay? I am who I think I am, period. So, it has definitely changed my perspective on that. Working out, staying in shape, feeling fit has definitely improved my confidence as well. So if I could go back and tell my younger self something, I would tell my younger self, don't be afraid of what others have to say about you. Don't be afraid of how others perceive you, because half the time people's perception of you is not necessarily the truth. It's just a perception. And so if you see something and you want it bad enough, you should go after it.
Yeah. And also people's perception changes. Like they just don't know you sometimes.
It does. And you have to allow people to get a chance to learn you and know you, and then they'll realize whatever they perceived of you is not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would tell myself.
And what I like telling people is that honestly, getting fit and stuff like that honestly helps a lot with confidence.
It does.
100%.
You put a shirt on, you put a dress on,
Or you take it off, you feel me? And I'm just like,
you're like, ooh. Right?
No,
The camera is like, time's out.
No, the light, but it's fine. It's fine,
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
But just leading up to that, I mean, you kind of did a good delivery on that. But I was gonna say, do you have any last words, any tips or advice to anyone that that wants to get in fitness or anything, even with lifestyle? Because you've developed a lot.
Like DM me.
DM me. Send me a DMs. Only fitness inquiries only. No, sir.
And if you look at the camera, just tell whoever just a good message or something. Last words.
So this is my message for you, girl, you boy, you man, wife, husband, niece, uncle, sister, nephew. Don't be
Son-in-law,
afraid.
father-in-law.
Father-in-law, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, all the in-laws. No one is exempted. And if I forgot, you're also included in this. Do not be afraid of trying something new, okay? Because half the time, the things that you fear is blocking the growth that is waiting to come up, all right? And you're strong, you're capable of doing hard things. Day one might be hard, but if you keep consistent, day 2 will be easier, and further down the road, you'll get to where you want to go. So never give up on yourself. And as my coach said, what it was 4 years ago, life is harder, but you can go harder. Don't quit. Just keep going. All right. And if you're starting a wellness journey, ask questions. Don't be embarrassed about asking questions. There's no questions that's dumb. Reach out to anyone that you think can help you. Reach out to me. Send me a DM, DJC. All right, D_JC on Instagram. Reach out to me, ask me questions. Come see me here at LA Fitness Lawrenceville. We're always waiting for you. Come in, get your assessments. Let's work together. I'm willing to take you to the next step. I'm ready to help you to go to the next step. Let's get it. That's all I got.
And that's a wrap. After hours.
After hours.